Never thought I needed to see this anime, but Botan Kamina Fully Blossoms When Drunk is absolutely amazing and I highly recommend it. Anyways though, I always thought that mecha anime was definitely one of those down bad animes because for the first time that I've watched at any sort of mecha anime, ones with giant robots flying in the air, fighting giant kaiju or other monsters or aliens or whatever. The first time I watched it was definitely probably not the best introduction because what I watched was Darling in the Franxx. And, don't get me wrong, at the time I thought it was one of pretty good anime. I thought it was a really decent anime. I really liked the aspect of, fighting giant aliens. And at the time, I thought that it was pretty interesting on how it was necessary for two pilots to operate the Franck suit in a different position, in a weird position, a very suggestive position. And I know that there is some lore. Maybe I forgot. I don't really want to watch this series all over again because from what I remember, it was pretty decent. But if I were to rewatch it, I think that it would probably be pretty buns. But all I'm going to say is from what I remember, I have a feeling that there is a specific reason as to why they, operate the Franck suit the way they do. And all I really got to say is the only thing that really carried this entire show for me was none other than Zero Two, and I'm sure that's for many other people. Now, one thing that I did collectively hear about this anime series is that it was sad. Dude, I did not cry this entire goddamn anime. Yeah, it was kind of sad, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't worth of crying over, man. It wasn't your plastic memories. It wasn't I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. It wasn't Your Lie in April. It was nothing like that. It was kind of just meh. If anything, World End, Will You Be There When the World Ends? Can You Save Me? Or whatever the long ass title is. That one was sad. That one actually kind of pulled my heartstrings. I didn't cry or anything, but it was definitely way more sad than Darling in the Franxx. Now, obviously, this is an entirely different anime. It has nothing to do with mech suits, but you get the gist. Yeah, I just, from that alone being my introduction to mecha anime, I just thought like, damn. Is this what all mech anime is? Is this what Gundam has? Because at that time I was aware of Gundam, but I didn't really watch it all that much or at all, if anything. So I was like, it's probably gonna be, pretty ecchi or whatever. So then I go ahead and give it a little bit of time and I go dive straight into other peak, that being Gurren Lagann. Now, let me tell you this. This was peak. This had me bawling my eyes out. Spoilers for those who haven't watched it, and I recommend you do. Kamina's death, my god, it felt like a punch in the gut. Kitan's death, oh my god, same thing. They both made me bawl my eyes out. With the recent edits, with that Jane edit that you can see all over TikTok, with Kitan using the Giga drill break or whatever, nah, man. That just inspired me to be like a better person for myself. My freaking lord. I even made a TikTok video off of it. But yeah, no, dude. Gurren Lagann, by all means, not as suggestive, or I guess, like, how do I say this? How do I explain it? I guess less goonery when it comes to operating these mech suits. It was less of that, but more of the heroines or the female characters that you do see within this series, because especially the movie. I don't know why they did this, but I'm glad they did at that time that I did watch the series at. Now that I look back at it, Gurren Lagann was my second mech suit or mech anime, and I was like, this is not bad. It's definitely a step up compared to Darling in the Franxx, and I know some people are going to absolutely dislike that, but what can I say, man? The story is, by all means, a little bit more, how do I say this, simple, but at the same time it had more of an impact because everything just felt more fleshed out, especially the movie made it 10 times better. If you haven't watched the movie, highly recommend watching that one, that is my canon ending, and I'm sure that is considered the canon ending as well. And this anime is so goddamn good to the point where the fandom just like self-implemented their own head canon, I guess, sort of object within the series, that being the glasses. Because if you see this image right here, you see Simone's goggles evolving throughout the entire story, obviously, but then you see Kamina's, and then you see Kitan, which you don't really see. I mean, he doesn't even have goggles within the anime series or at all, but he has it in this image, and my god, dude, this image has so much aura. So best believe that Kitan canonically does have these goggles. It is badass. But then the last mech anime that kind of just steered away from, all this etchiness. Well, not 100%. It was still there, but it was more, I guess, mature Out of all the two that I mentioned, it's that poster that you see right behind me, that being Evangelion. Now, I'm going to say this right now. The only reason that I'm saying that it's more mature is because of the themes that it followed. And my God, man, I don't even want to explain it. It's like its own video to explain, I guess, the deep messages within every single episode, the movies, and all the themes that carry throughout the entire franchise. I mean, my gosh, man, this is a heavy story, and there are some uncomfortable scenes that you do see within this anime. I mean, it's impactful as fuck, man. That's all I really gotta say. But it is definitely by far like borderline ecchi, but borderline, like, I guess, adult themed. I really wouldn't consider it on the same level as Darling in the Franxx or Gurren Lagann. So it kind of steered me away. I'm like, okay, maybe not all mech anime are like this, but they're gonna have to carry something of the sorts. And yeah, no, I don't know. Evangelion is my number one mecha anime. And then right below that is Gurren Lagann, and then maybe like at number 10 we have Darling in the Franxx. I'm sure there are better anime out there. On an emotional level, we'll probably move that up to like an 8 or a 7. But yeah, no, Darling in the Franxx is not the greatest. But yeah, Evangelion was definitely one of my favorite, if not one of my favorite mecha anime. Now, I still need to watch plenty more, because right now I'm telling you this, the 3 that I just mentioned within this video is probably the only ones that I have watched and that I could really name at the top of my head, because this video is just me yapping about mecha anime. I really don't watch it. And if anything, if y'all know any top tier quality mecha anime, drop it down below in the comments, because I really want to get invested in some of these. This is one of my least watched genres for anime. Now, I know Attack on Titan is not considered a mecha anime. I know people don't like that comparison, but I can see the similarities. It kind of does match up, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. It's just a flesh suit. But if anything, yeah, no, people are absolutely, I guess, disgusted at the thoughts that that is considered a mech anime. Now, this is Editor Mario, by the way, but I just wanted to say, after reviewing what I was just talking about, there is one anime that I completely forgot about, and I completely slipped my mind, because I did talk about it yesterday or last video, and that is none other than 86. I replaced that one as my number 1 because I recently got it really, like, heavily invested into it, and yeah, no, I know Evangelion is super iconic, and that, you know, I do have a poster on it. I just, it might be recency bias, but I really do love what 86 is about, the story on it, and I really want to see more. It's like dangled right in front of my freaking face. So yeah, no, I completely forgot about 86, and I want to say that that one actually broke me, I guess, from my shambles of ecchi, robo, bussy anime. Not that I didn't mind it. I really, if anything, I want to see more. But I would say that, like, towards the least etchiest or least fan servicey of mecha anime, then 86 is definitely one that completely flipped the tide on me. But yeah, no, that's all I really gotta say. I know mecha anime in general are not all like this, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, no, the ones that I have watched are definitely like that, and I see a pattern with it, and I hope that that pattern somewhat breaks. Anyways, though, if y'all made it this far into the video, why not drop a like and subscribe, as that does help around my channel a lot. Anyways, y'all have a wonderful freaking day, and I'll see y'all next time. Adios, guys.